Alright, today we're going to be removing pools. We're going to compare the steps needed to remove a vinyl lined pool versus steps needed to remove a concrete pool. Here we have a vinyl lined pool. The first thing that we do when we come into any pool removal project is we remove the pump, the filter, and all the equipment, and we shut the electricity off. Safety first. The second thing we do is we always go down to the city, make sure we have all of our permits in hand before even beginning a project like this. Oftentimes, some cities will have a permit requirement and some really won't. This pool still has water in it, so we're going to get a pump, we're going to pump it out. Sometimes you can use the pump that's on site for the pool to empty the pool. Other times you have to bring a pump in to get them dry. The next thing that we would be doing with this project, we're going to be bringing in a piece of equipment. We're going to take all of the concrete and we're going to sort that. That will be recycled. It will be brought down and ground up into road base or driveway material. The next thing that we would be doing is taking the liner right out of the pool. It actually goes a lot easier than what some people may think. So we actually just pull that right out. And then we have to go down, we actually like to drive into the bottom of the pool and get at the backing material. Oftentimes these pools have aluminum or steel backing or plywood backing or a gunite backing behind the vinyl liner. If it's plywood or aluminum or steel, we have to remove that. So this one probably has aluminum or steel. We'll remove that. That will be taken down to be recycled. If it's a gunite material, sometimes the city that you live in may allow you to keep that in as long as it's not in solid pieces. It may have to be perforated into 12-inch squares or smaller. In this case, then, once we remove the vinyl liner, we remove the backing on the sides, we're going to start importing fill soil. Now, the important thing to remember when you're importing fill soil is compaction. Depending on the type of soil you use and the type of compactor you use, you need to compact in maximum lifts of 12 inches. We prefer to go under that. We usually like to do it in 8-inch lifts to ensure that we're reaching at least a minimum of 95% proctor density. We bring the soil in, we compact it as it's going in place, and then we like to top dress our pools with 2 to 3 inches of black dirt so that we can restore it with sod or seed or hydro seeding, whatever the customer's choice is. So this is the beginning of this project. The next step is we're going to go look at a concrete pool that we've already started and show you some of the differences on how you remove a concrete pool versus a pool like this. Okay, now we are at a concrete pool that we are in the process of removing. The equipment necessary to remove a concrete pool is different than the equipment necessary to remove a vinyl lined pool. What we have here is we have a skid steer outfitted with a concrete jackhammer, which is a much heavier duty version of the standard jackhammers that you can envision guys working on sidewalks with. We also have an excavator that currently is down into the bottom of the pool, but what you'll notice is a thumb attachment on the excavator. The reason that we need this heavy equipment when we come into a concrete pool is because concrete pools are heavily fortified. Here we've started to do the jackhammering to do the removal, and what you see is rebar, and these pools, these concrete pools, are laced with rebar simply because a concrete pool can't afford to have a single crack. If you do get a crack in a concrete pool, what happens? It leaks. So they are, like I said, heavily fortified, which presents a challenge when you go to remove them. If you don't have the right equipment, you're not going to remove a concrete pool. It is one of the most durable structures in Minnesota, hands down. I have joked that if you could flip a concrete pool upside down and crawl underneath it, you could survive a nuclear blast. These things take a lot of hours. They're tough on the equipment, and they take the right kind of equipment, the right kind of know-how to do it. The basic principle is the same to remove a concrete pool as it is for a vinyl lined pool. First, we have to remove all of the concrete. We have to get everything out of there. Now some cities will actually allow you to leave some of the concrete pieces as long as they're smaller than 12 inches. Now in this case, this can act as fill. But again, I prefer to remove all of it simply because when you set concrete on top of itself like that, what happens is you get these weird angles that dirt can't get in. And when that happens, you have settlement, not right away, but within 4 to 5 years, your nice level yard will look like top of a swimming pool again. It'll just be wavy. So we like to haul it all out. We like to get rid of everything, and then it's the same principle, bring the soil in, compact it in 8 to 12 inch layers. One thing that I want to point out is over here, is oftentimes when these pools are put in place, you'll find that the pool, the height of the pool is actually higher than the height of the foundation that it's next to. If you come down here and you take a look, we did remove the concrete already that's surrounding this pool, and what was basically going on is this concrete sat up roughly about this height where the foundation of the house sat a little lower. So what happened is every time it rained, the water ran down to the foundation of the house. This is very typical. What we do is we set up a laser after we get the pool removed and we begin the grading and filling process to make sure that we have 1 inch of drop per 8 foot of run. So every time we go out 8 feet, we drop by 1 inch. When we go out another 8 feet, we drop by another inch. And that's a critical element. You want to make sure that you have the proper grades established after you have the pool removed and you do the filling. Otherwise, everything else is the same. It's just that it takes a lot bigger equipment to get these jobs done because of the strength and durability of concrete or a gunite pool versus your standard vinyl lining. What you've seen is Tim jackhammering the corner of the pool out. What we want to do is we want to get down into the bottom of the pool so that we can start perforating it from the inside out. We need to